Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second day of IEXceed, a dissertation webinar series. So for this afternoon, we are very blessed again to have one of the most, paano ba natin masabi ito, yung informative and known in the field of, sa kinuha natin na topic for today, guest for this afternoon, Ma'am Tony. So today, series to expand, we will be discussing about Philippine research. So fundings, yan yung mga hinahanap natin for today as for dissertation students, syempre, and research supports, and syempre i-introduce natin yung Department of Science and Technology's National Research Council of the Philippines, kung paano tayo magiging member and how this one it will be beneficial for us. Yes, Ma'am Tony. So before anything else, welcome muna natin yung mga participants natin. Yung may chat box tayo na located on the lower right portion of your screen. Paki-chat lang kung saan kayo galing and anong institutions or organizations yung kinabibilangan nyo. So keep on chatting. And if you have questions and queries, you can type in sa chat box natin, and sasagutin natin yan as much as possible na kaya ng ating team. So this is, by the way, brought to you by the Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology in cooperation with the University Training Department, College of Engineering, Graduate School, and in partnership with IEXceed Philippines. Ma'am Tony, ready ka na ba for this afternoon?
Yes, sir, very ready.
Oo, second day na po natin. So, yesterday we have Dr. Ermita, the Dean of University of Perpetual Health for the Dissertation Writings and Techniques. Very informative webinar. Tapos, tomorrow, Saturday, we will be having Dr. Gopinath Chintala of Centurion University in India. He will be talking about Scopus publications, highly Scopus index publications. So very interesting. So kung may time pa kayo, hit yung ating link for the registration, makakahabol pa kayo this afternoon. So Ma'am Tony, huwag na natin patagalin. I believe our guest is already here. So yon, Ma'am.
Let's try to welcome first yung mga dito, yung ating mga participants. So I believe we have here today Dr. Jocelyn Cruz, the Dean of the Graduate School of NEUST.
Yes.
And also we have our dissertation advisor, Dr. Manuela Gutierrez. Sorry.
And also, don't forget, nandito rin si Dr. John Peria of University Training and Department. Hi, Sir Jo. Thank you for the support. And the Dean of the College of Engineering, Dr. Noel Floren Condia also. And syempre, our university president is here, Dr. Feli Jacoba. So, hi, Ma'am Feli. Ma'am Tony.
I think you can introduce our speaker for today.
Okay, ma'am. So, wag na natin patagalin. Let us introduce our speaker for today. So, our speaker for today has been a quality assurance engineer for Ginebra San Miguel on 2007. Also a teaching assistant in Myongji University and a postdoctoral research associate in De La Salle University, Manila. Also, he has finished his bachelor's degree in chemical engineering in the University of the Philippines and do his master's degree in engineering and biotechnology and doctor of philosophy in environmental engineering and biotechnology in Myongji University. Also, he is a licensed chemical engineer, and as of the moment, he is the chair of the Division 7 of the Department of Science and Technology, National Research Council of the Philippines, which is Engineering and Applied Research. So, wag na natin patagalin. I'm very excited to meet him, and sa inyo lahat, let's all welcome Dr. Ramon Christian P. Eusebio. Hi sir, good evening po.
Hello, good good afternoon. Okay, so thank you for inviting me to your webinar series. So I heard yesterday meron kayong high impact. So basically, yan ay kakailanganin for the funding. I mean for project proposals kasi kailangan medyo meron kayong background. Okay? So kailangan natin yan. And then tomorrow, I think about naman sa dissertation, tama ba?
Scopus publication, sir.
Scopus. Okay,
Opo.
Scopus publication. So, marami kasi ngayon na problem with journals na kailangan nating pag-publishan. Okay? So, but now, I will be discussing yung Council of the Philippines. Okay. Can I share my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make you a presenter, sir.
Okay, can you stop first? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll share my presentation now. Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, actually, I'm tasked to have 30 minutes. Presentation, but one is our chief ng NRCP RDMD. So gagamitin ko siya for this purpose. So this is the Department of Science and Technology, National Research Council of the Philippines, DOST research funding specifically for NRCP, opportunities and mechanisms. Okay, I am Dr. Ramon Eusebio, the chair of NRCP Division 7 Engineering and Industrial Research. I'm also the current president of the Philippine Institute of Chemical Engineers, Laguna chapter, and an associate professor of chemical engineering, SEAT UPLB. So ito yung aking flow nung presentation. The first is Philippine government agenda. So we need to know ano ba talaga yung kailangan nating malaman. Okay, ano ba yung rationale about this whole research and development in the country. Next is the Department of Science and Technology, sa leading funding agency dito sa Philippines. And then we also have the Harmonized National Research and Development Agenda. Then from that agenda, we have the NRCP specific agenda that I will be discussing later. We also have the Philippine Innovation System, and lastly, the DOST funding opportunities and mechanisms. First is the Philippine government agenda. So as you can see here, we have the 10-point socioeconomic agenda. But actually, we also have the zero, the peace and order. For this one, actually, ito yung mga pictures na nagde-depict sa 10-point socioeconomic agenda natin. Okay? So we have the infrastructure, the family, the policies, and then we also have here the security, and yung pang-8 dyan, we have the innovation and engineering part. Okay? So doon ako mas involved. Next is we also have here the enhancing socioeconomic fabric. We call it malasakit. We also have the inequality reducing transformation. We call it pagbabago. Next is the increasing growth potential, patuloy na pag-unlad o pag-unlad. Enabling and supportive economic environment, and lastly, foundations of sustainable development. This was anchored by our target, the ambition natin 2040. So we have three. Yung nasabi ko kanina, malasakit, pagbabago, and kaunlaran. So we have this harmonized national research agenda for the different councils of the Department of Science and Technology. Basically, yung 5 dito, the 4 na dyan yung mga councils natin. The first one is National Integrated Basic Research Agenda or NIBRA. This is under NRCP, the Basic Research. Next is Health, and Natural Resources, which is under PICARD. Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology, which is under PSHEARD. And for the disaster risk and reduction, climate change adaptation, this is for everybody, for all. Okay. So let's go to Department of Science and Technology. So as you know, our Secretary Fortunato de la Peña, the DOST Secretary, said, we will continue to make science work for the Filipino people. So ito yung ating mandate, no? So gagawa tayo ng i-accomplish natin yung science, we have the science, and then para makatulong sa demand ng Filipino people. Okay? So lagi natin sinasabi, kailangan yung ating mga evidences ay science-based. So kailangan talaga ng Philippines ng isang departamento na nangangalaga or nagmamanage itong mga projects and mga researches ng ating bansa. Okay? This is DOST is a premier science and technology body. We have the central direction, leadership, and coordination. Tayo rin yung gumagawa. Or sometimes, for example, in NRCP, we have the policy recommendations. And we also have the programs and project formulation para makatulong dun sa ating mga universities and yung mga researchers natin. So this one, makikita ninyo under ng secretary, okay? We have the undersecretary and assistant secretary. So we have the 3 undersecretary, and then we have the 3 assistant secretaries. And then under this, we have actually 5. Under this one ay yung NAST, which is National Academy of Science and Technology, and also the NRCP. Tayo, okay? NAST is Advisory Council, and NRCP, meron tayong mga divisions na naggagawa ng mga researches din. Okay? So, for Sectoral Planning Council, we have PICARD, PCHRT, PSHEARD, ito yung mga council. Okay? And then for the Research and Development Institute, we have 7. The ASTI, FNRI, FPRDI, ITDI, MIRDC, PNRI, and PTRI. And then for Scientific and Technological Services, we have 6. Yung Pag-asa, PHIVOX, PSHS, STII, SEI, at saka yung TAPI. For the regional offices, we have 16, and the provincial science and technology centers, we have 79. So, dito tayo sa, basically ako kasi from NRCP, so dito ako magpo-focus sa Collegiate Scientific Body, okay, NRCP. So, ito yung mga councils natin. So, as I've said, we have 4. And then, itong mga to, yung 3, more of sa application. Okay? And then, naiiba lang yung NRCP because this one is for basic research. Ang function, basically, nito mga council na to is to formulate policies, plans, programs, projects, and strategies for science and technology development. We also have the programs and allocation of grants in aid, funds for research and development. And then we monitor also the research and development projects. Okay, kung ano yung progress na ng mga na-fund na projects. And then we also generate external funds. So kapag medyo yung ating government hindi hindi enough yung ating resources, we find the external funds para yung mga pwede pa nating mga researches na magawa dito sa Philippines ay ma-fund natin. Okay? So, for NRCP, this is a collegial body of over 4,000 researchers, scientists, and experts. So, ang ating actually ang goal natin ay tumaas. As of now, we have 4,000. But we are looking into having around 20,000. So medyo malayo-layo pa, no? Pero yun yung target namin. Okay? So functions ng NRCP is mandated to promote and support fundamental and basic research in the country and provide science-based policy researches. Okay? Under Section 20 of the Science Act of 1958 or RA 2067 provides that the NRCP shall act as the official advisor on the scientific matters to the government of the Philippines. Actually before under talaga tayo ng Office of the President, pero through the years nag-under tayo ng DOST. But basically we are the advisory council pagdating sa mga science-based na evidences, no? So tayo yung nagsasabi or how can I say that? Hindi naman nagsasabi pero we make sure na yung mga ginagawa ng sa government, the Philippine government ay science-based. We have 4,400 members last year as of not last year, 2 years ago, to 2020 pala last year. Okay? So, ang target is 20,000 by 2022, by next year. Okay? So, medyo sa governing board, pinapalakas namin ang membership committee namin kasi kailangan namin na pataasin yung ating members. Okay? So, as you can see here, Division 7, we have 361. So medyo nasa gitna tayo. Ang pinakamadami is Biological Sciences with 795 members. And ang pinakamababa is Veterinary Medicine. Okay? So ilan lang kasi naman yung nag-offer sa atin ng Veterinary Medicine. In UPLB, we have 1. Okay? So itong data na to ay kailangang pataasin by 2020 kasi meron tayong inaabot na target para sa national researchers sa Philippines. Okay? So you can see here ang pinakamadami percentage ng members ay nasa National Capital Region. That's why we have programs in NRCP na pumupunta. Okay, we have the caravan na pumupunta sa mga regions para ipakilala ang NRCP. So, ang nalalaman kasi nila is more of the DOST as a whole. Pero the councils itself, hindi nila masyadong familiar. Kung ano ba yung under ng PSHEARD, ano ba yung under ng PCHRD, ano ba ang under ng NRCP, and even sa PCARD. Okay? So, 42% ay nasa NCR. Okay? And then next is ang Calabarzon area, 16.03%. And then the rest, mababa na talaga. So ito yung tina-target naming pataasin. Okay? So I hope sa bandang Nueva Ecija, saan ba ang Nueva Ecija dito? Sorry. Medyo mababa. Saan ba dito yun?
Central Luzon.
Central Luzon, sir.
Central Luzon. So 2.25%. Medyo kailangan pa rin pataasin, no?
Yeah.
So I hope ma-increase natin yung membership natin at Central Luzon. So we have the Philippine Innovation System. Basically, ang tinatakal 3 players here, the academe and also the community, linking industry and the market. So basically now we strengthen the academe industry linkage. Okay? And then we incorporate also the community. Kasi sino ba yung gagamit ng ating mga researches, yung application nito? Siyempre yung community. So dapat alam natin na yung ating mga researchers ay magagamit eventually. Okay? Even the basic research, kasi usually ang nakikita nila, basic research lang yan. So hindi siya ganon na direct na so I really need to have the fundamentals, the basic. Okay? So this one, we give them the product, the services, because we know their demands. Okay? So we utilize our knowledge to improve the productivity. Okay? So naandyan yung mga policies natin. Okay? So ito yung mahalaga. That's why in NRCP we usually ask the proponents to have the policy recommendation after the completion of their projects. Okay? So ito yung sinasabi ko na innovation chasm. So ito yung gap usually. So we are linking the academe or the research and development into the market. Okay? So ito yung tinitignan natin kung paano natin siya i-bridge. So basically, this one ay naandyan yung mga programs natin, naandyan yung mga partners natin, we have yung mga implementers natin. Okay? And one of this ay yung ating university. Okay? So kaya napakalaking role university sa enhance ng mga kahit meron sila department nila. Most of their researches. Okay? So kasi kailangan may nagba-back up. Not really from their industry pero doon sa mas knowledgeable or mas pinagkakatiwalaan. Okay? So that's why we are seeking help from the universities, yung mga industries natin. So now we go to the Harmonized National Research and Development Agenda. This is from 2017 to 2020 until next year. Okay? So medyo maliit but you can download the HNRDA through the link below. But I just want to point out itong mga councils natin. So yung NRCP, this is the National Integrated Basic Research Agenda or NIBRA. For health, as I've said, this is under PCHRD. For PCARD, Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources sector. And for PSHARED, Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Researches. And for disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation, this is for all. Okay, so kapag meron kayong mga researches about agriculture, you can apply sa PCARD. Kapag naman gusto nyo magtingin ng COVID-19 vaccine or any study about you can ask help or submit proposal to PCHRD. Okay? So yan yung mga councils natin. So for NRCP, we have 6 programs. We have sustainable communities. We call it program. Meron din for fishing, sa PAT program. For clean energy, alert program, and the last one is water security. Mas involved ako dito sa 2P program. This one, ito naman yung sa PCHRT na research priorities. Actually, may mga binibigay, okay, na mga research priorities para maging guide sa mga researchers natin na gusto mag-submit ng mga project proposals. So, if you are interested dito sa mga topics na to, ito yung mga topics na pwede nyong gawa ng project proposals na isubmit sa PCHRD. Okay? We have the diagnostics, drug discovery and development, functional foods, hospital equipment, biomedical devices. We have the dengue, disaster risk reduction, climate change adaptation, and genomics. So if you have any topics under this research priorities, you can submit project proposals to PCHRD. Next is Picard. So under Picard, we have agricultural subsector, we have aquatic, and forestry and natural. So tatlo siya. Agricultural. Ang sa agriculture is crops and livestock. Sa aquatic, inland fisheries and marine resources. Sa forestry and natural, Picard, more of sa mechanization, yung focus nila. And then they also have the emerging technologies. And dito yung organic agriculture, food safety and traceability, and yung halal production. So naandun din yung kanilang focus. Okay? So for PSHEARD, ito rin yung medyo mas familiar ako because of engineering. So mas nagiging technical panel ako under the water environmental engineering sector ng PSHEARD. So ito medyo malaki yung PSHEARD na mga topics. So they have food, metal and engineering, mining and minerals, process, electronic and semiconductor. So kung ito yung mga topics ninyo, pwede kayong mag-propose sa PSHEARD. So dito ako sa environment usually involved. Okay? And also the energy sector also. Now we also have the space technology application. Okay? So kung meron sa Nueva Ecija na space technology, baka pwede kayong mag-propose. And last is for disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation. For the DOST gains, we have the Technicom, setup, ECO. So dito sa Mecoteco may experience na rin ako. We had the project under naman to ng Taiwan. Okay, so collaboration ng university here in the Philippines and also university sa Taiwan. Okay, we have the bilateral and multilateral sa ASEAN, sa APEC and others. And then we also have DOST councils, grants in aid, institutional, THR, and ERDT. Natin yung agency involved at saka aquatic and natural resources, PCARD. This is applied. And for health, we have PCHRD applied also. For industry, energy, and emerging technology, PSHEARD. This is for emerging technology and applied research and development. So makikita nyo yung tatlo is more of the applied, and then NRCP. So as I've mentioned earlier, we have 4 DOST councils. So first, naandito sa first column is yung field. So for the basic research, ang agency involved ay NRCP of the National Research Council of the Philippines. Ang research and development agenda niya is fundamentals and basic research and development, R&D. Okay? For agriculture and aquatic and natural resources, we have PCARD. For health, we have PCHRD. For industry and energy and emerging technologies, we have PSHEARD. So as you can see here in the table, for the 3 councils, PCARD, PCHRD, and PSHEARD, they are more focused on applied research and development. And only NRCP ay mandated for the fundamentals and basic research. Okay? So kailangan natin na palakasin yung asing basic research because yung other countries, so naandun kasi yung fundamentals, naandun yung benchmark para mas maging magagamit ng mga PCHRT, PSHEARD at saka PCARD para sa mga applications nila. Okay? So this one, this is the first what do you call this one? Wait, okay. Okay, let's proceed now for the Science for Change program of DOST. So makikita nyo dito sa slide na to, yung program extension. So they have this diverse topics na in-include. So they have this renewable energy. We have here climate and environmental sciences, even the promotion of culture of science. We have, and also the nuclear science. So they included for the extension program. For the new programs, we included artificial intelligence, the human security, the strengthening of R&D and S&T services, and also for tourism, and last is for space technology. Okay, these are the new programs. So for the human resource development, S&T human resource development, makikita nyo dito yung UNESCO benchmark that we need to have 380 R&D personnel per million population. But as of now, based on 2013, not now, but based on 2013 DOST R&D survey, yung Philippine data natin, we only have 270 R&D personnel per million population. So yung gap, yung difference is around 110 R&D personnel per population. So ito yung kailangan nating ma-catch up. Okay? So ito yung ini-enhance doon sa S&T Human Resources Development. Okay? By 2022, okay, the total number of R&D personnel required to meet benchmark is around 46,462 STEM personnel working in R&D. Okay? And we need additional number of R&D personnel by 2022 of around 16,652 STEM. Okay? So we have the assumption here, 10% attrition. 3,663 STEM graduates should be added to the R&D pool every year. So ito yung ina-anticipate natin. Okay? So ito yung pag-enhance natin ng human resources natin. So nakalagay dito, 2018, they allotted 5 billion pesos, 2019, 7.3, 2020 is 10.9, 2021 is 16.2, and 2022 is 24.3 billion. Okay, so we have another assumption here, assuming that all available slots are subscribed and that only 13% of the scholar graduates go into R&D. So yung binigay natin na slots for them, okay, and then 30% lang yung mapupunta sa R&D, okay, ay mamimit natin yung sinet ng UNESCO na benchmark by 2021. Okay? However, if we remain at the current number of slots being offered, so ang mamimit natin yung sinet ng UNESCO by 2025. Okay? So makikita niyo dito yung kulay orange and kulay blue. Okay? So kapag mag-stick lang tayo dun sa ating growth, by 2025 pa natin siya ma-achieve yung UNESCO benchmark. Okay? So for accelerated R&D program for capacity building of research and development institutions and industrial competitiveness, we have 4. We have the NICER, RD Lead, the Cradle, and Beast. Okay? NICER is niche centers in the regions for R&D. RD Lead is R&D leadership. Cradle is collaborative R&D to leverage Philippine economy for RDIs and industry. The last one is business innovation through S&T for industry. So I will discuss each one. Okay. So for NICER centers in the regions for R&D, this is to establish R&D centers in the regions to promote regional development. Basically, kung ano yung meron na mismo doon sa region na yon, ini-enhance natin. Okay? So kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng mga centers doon. So I will show you later kung nasa na ba itong mga na-approved na centers. Okay? Next is RD Lead. RD Lead leadership, R&D Leadership Program, engage R&D experts to lead in strengthening the research capabilities of the higher education institutions and research development institutions. So for example, meron kayong gusto na field na wala talaga doon sa inyong o gusto nyong ma-enhance. Okay? You can request. Actually, ang RD lead ay under ng NRCP. You can request from us yung mga experts na pwede naming ma-deploy para ma-utilize doon sa mga nangangailangan na mga areas. Okay? Especially yung mga higher education institutions. Okay? So for the Cradle, ito naman is for collaboration ng industry and university. Okay? So collaborative research and development to leverage Philippine economy program or the Cradle program, create synergistic academe-industry relationship to invigorate Philippine R&D. Okay, so ito usually tinitingnan ninyo ano ba yung mga problems sa industry na pwede makatulong ang university. Okay? So titingnan ng university, ito yung mga problems sa industry that we can do a research with. Okay? So i-perform yun ng university in collaboration with the industry. Okay. Last is business innovation through S&T for industry program. This is to facilitate the acquisition of strategic and relevant technologies by Filipino companies to support R&D activity. So this is focusing more of sa relevant technologies ng mga Filipinos. Okay? So first is the NICER program. This is establishment ng mga centers sa mga regional sa mga regions natin sa Philippines. So, sino ba yung pwede na how to become a NICER? Okay? Sino ba yung mga pwedeng mag-apply for NICER? So, any HEI with proven competence na merong track record and projects with impact on local industry may apply. Okay? So, nakalagay dyan, specifically, impact on local industry. Dun sa area nyo mismo. So we are enhancing yung mga researches na meron na dun sa area na yon para makatulong kung ano yung local industry na meron kayo dun sa region na yon. Okay? So we have 8 approved NICERs. First is yung sa Region 2, we have freshwater fisheries. Sa NCR, we have Astronomy Center. For another one in NCR, we have DRRM in health in UP Manila. We have a mollusk center sa UP Visayas worth 52 million. We also have the one in Samar State University. This is crustaceans worth 25 million. We also have Envi Informatics in UP Cebu. And also in Cebu Technological University, we have the Biodiversity Center worth 17 million. And then the last one is under Ateneo de Davao University worth 34 million, Renewable Energy Center. Okay? As of now, we have 8 approved NICERs. Actually, the vision is to have 85 centers by 2022 nationwide. So it's next year. Okay? So, but I think this one is last year, yung 8. I'm not really sure kung may nadagdag na na-approve. Okay? So, under one country, we have 17 regions and we are targeting 1,943 HEIs. Okay? And 1 center per region. Okay, with unique resources. So yun yung ine-emphasize ko. Ine-emphasize ko na dapat unique yung resources doon sa area na yon. Okay? Na kailangan talaga it is more of enhancement of what you really have in your region. Next is RD lead. This is under NRCP, as I've said. Engage R&D experts to lead in strengthening the research capabilities of the HEIs and RDIs. Okay, so capacity building ang ating target dito. Okay, This one is intended to provide upgrading of existing R&D facilities, engage experts with strong leadership, management, and innovative policy making proficiencies to strengthen research capabilities of HEIs, improves and hasten the use of research results that will contribute to the socioeconomic development of the country and help address pressing challenges. So yung nabanggit ko kanina, kung meron kayong mga challenges dun sa inyong area, you can request from us para ma-enhance natin yung magkaroon tayo ng capacity building dun sa inyong university. So request lang ng mga expert. So we will find expert dun sa ating pool of experts sa under ng NRCP. Okay? And then next is the Cradle Program. Cradle Program creates synergistic relationship between the academe and the industry. So ito yung nabanggit ko kanina, partner ng HEI to undertake the necessary R&D to find solution. So we have the problem sa industry. Ang role ng ating universities ay hahanap ng solution dito sa mga problems na ito. Okay? So industry to identify a problem and HEI will find the solution. So all Cradle proposal must be in the what do you call this? The priority within the priority R&D areas and industry identified by the DOST and the DTI. Nabanggit ko kanina yung mga priority areas, no? Sometimes nagbabago siya depende kung ano yung roadmap, no? So it's very important na makita ninyo muna yung mga priority topics or yung areas na mahalaga sa tingin noong mga councils. At doon kayo magsisimula at doon nyo malalaman kung ano yung mga proposals or yung mga project proposals na pwede nyo isubmit. Okay? So makikita nyo dito, the maximum funding is 5 million for 1 to 3 years. Depende sa inyo kung gaano katagal. And then HEI or RDI should have at least one partner company. So ito yung requirement, dapat merong kang company kasi alam mo na merong kukuha ng research mo. May mag-a-apply ng mga result na makukuha doon sa university. Okay, partner company will adopt the R&D output and partner company will provide 20% as counterpart nila. Okay? This one naman may be in cash or even in kind or person hour. So depende kung ano yung gusto niyo. So basically, yung iba ang ginagawa nila ay in kind. Like for example, paggamit ng mga facilities nila, pwede yang maging counterpart. Okay? Sa BIS naman is program facilities the acquisition of strategic and relevant technologies by Filipino companies for immediate incorporation in their R&D activities. So, yung mga technologies na meron yung mga Filipino companies, ito yung na-utilize natin for the application sa ating industries. Okay? So this one is the funding structure. 70% of eligible so yung expenses will be refunded to DS at 0% interest. Okay, ito yung under noong sa BIS natin. Okay? So this one medyo hindi ako familiar dito kasi mas familiar ako sa RD lead which is under NRCP and yung sa NICER program. Okay? This one is more of sa industry na talaga application ng mga technologies natin. So binibigyan nila ng seed money, okay, in 0% interest. Okay? So ito pa rin yung sa BIS natin, acquisition. So i-jump ko na lang to. Okay? So other funding mechanisms naman, we have the Technology Innovation for Commercialization Program. Ito naman ay yung kung gusto niyo nang i-commercialize yung mga innovations niyo. Provide support to fast-track the transfer and commercialization of research results. So this one is more of technology transfer. Okay? So, ang nangangalaga rin dito is Technicom support offer, the pilot plant operation, prototype development, training consultancy services, intellectual property rights application, okay, technology evaluation, negotiation, and licensing. So, kung may mga problem tayo with the IP, they can help, yung Technicom natin. Okay? Next is yung setup, Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program. Ito yung nag-a-assist naman yung mga small enterprise natin, okay? So tinutulungan nila yung mga small businesses natin, okay? To adopt technological innovation to improve their operations and boost their productivity and competitiveness. So we call it Step Up. So next is significant and S&T initiatives. So we have the DOST, CHED, and UP College of Engineering. So we have the pool of high-level S&T human resources. So yun nabanggit ko kanina, mahalaga yung strengthen natin or improve natin yung human resources natin. Okay? So that's why we have different programs. In our university, we have the dissertation or the thesis para ma-improve natin yung quality ng ating researches. Okay? So yung ERDT, actually wala dito pero kasali naman kami, University of the Philippines, Las Bañas. So yan yung mga universities na nag-a-avail ng ERDT program natin. So University of the Philippines, Diliman, Ateneo de Manila University, De La Salle University, University of San Carlos, yung MSU, Mindanao State University, Ligan Institute of Technology, and Central Luzon State University, and also Mapua Institute of Technology. So, yung balik science naman, if you want someone from other country, you can invite them sa 70 funds to return and or reside in the Philippines expertise in order to accelerate the scientific, agro-industry, and development. If you know someone, Visayas, ang collaborator naman nila is Kagoshima University, UP Diliman, TI Tech kanilang we have Ecija research program. We already had the project with Mecoteco before. Okay. So tingin lang kayo ng topic din. So it's really important to look yung mga universities na nasa Taiwan, and then tingnan ninyo kung ano yung magko-complement, kung ano yung topic ninyo dito sa Philippines. Okay? So in our case, tinignan namin ano yung pwede naming maitulong sa kanila, okay? And then ano yung pwede nilang maitulong sa amin. So parang collaboration talaga yung dating niya. Okay? So sa amin more of sa modeling part, and then sa kanila is more of the application. Kasi meron sila ng mga setup na naandun sa university nila sa Taiwan. Okay? So these are the modes of cooperation: joint research study. Okay? They also have the exchange of scientist experts or information, capacity building, scientific and technical access to facilities, and the professional S&T services, joint scientific conferences, courses, and exhibits. Meron na rin akong mga experiences with this one. We have the collaboration, yung UP international collaboration. So these are the goal of international collaboration. Kaya tayo nag-establish ng ating connection to other universities. So first is mobility of science and engineers. And then we can have the support also from them, and actually counterpart funding. Okay, so if they can have the counterpart, it's very welcome. Okay. We can also have the open laboratory policy, the joint laboratory establishment, and also for data collection, sharing, and then technology transfer and acquisition protocol. So ito yung mga pwedeng mangyari for international collaborations natin. This one is for the call for proposal. We have 4 proposal. Okay, para hindi ano siya, malito. And then isa lang kasi siya na na online submission ng mga proposal. So kapag natapos na yung 1 month, yung susunod naman na council. Okay? First, we will this mga project proposals ninyo. Okay? And then next, we will be having the review of your proposals. So received proposal will be reviewed by the DOST councils, shared, PCHRD, PCARD, and NRCP, and will be further evaluated by technical panels. So pag nag-submit kayo ng proposal, i-evaluate yan ng other council. Titingnan natin kung meron bang duplication o nag-exist na ba ito sa other councils. Okay? So kapag nasabi ng PCHRD, okay, wala pa kami nito. Pero sa NRCP siya nag-submit, sige. So upon not recommendation, approval, or checking ng other council na wala pang duplication, we can elevate na yung inyong proposal for the technical panel review. Okay? Next is kapag na-review na siya ng technical panel, we'll be having the approval of proposal. Ano yung sinasabi sa mga nagpo-propose. Okay? Pero basically, this is a proposal driven. But for PCARD, PShared, and PCHRD, we have 5 million and more than 5 million and less than 5 million. For less than 5 million, ang nag-a-approve lang nito is yung executive director. Okay? For million, this is approved by funding. I-approve na siya. Sorry, I lost connection ulit. I'll just my internet connection.
Sige sir. Sir, continue lang po. Ako kakat na lang po sa editing.
Sige, sorry kasi nasa basement ako medyo malayo.
Sige po, sir.
Okay. I hope this one is better. Okay. Wait. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So after the funding, so magbibigay na tayo ng requirement for project implementation. Usually, nagkakaroon tayo ng para siyang kick-off. So i-explain ng mga council, ano ba yung mga kailangan? Ano yung timeline? Ano yung ina-expect sa atin? Ano yung mga nasa loob ng project? Okay? So ito yung ginagawa para sa pagsisimula ng ating mga projects na na-approve. Okay. So things we must know. So this is the paper trail, evaluation and approval process. This is under PShared and PCARD. Okay. So yung proponent, okay, this one, magsasubmit siya ng proposal sa sectoral council. And then this one, magkakaroon siya ng mga revisions based dun sa sasabihin ng mismong naandun sa sectoral council na I think you need to improve this part. So yun yung mga suggestions nila. So if they find it acceptable and para ma-evaluate ng TP natin, tsaka siya ibabato sa technical panel natin. Okay? Evaluate ng technical panel, and then kapag okay na yung technical panel, pupunta siya sa governing council. Okay? And then after the governing council, pero ito ay may katulong pa rin ng management team. itong management team ay mahalaga rin ito yung mahalaga yung role nila kasi tinitingnan nila yung kabuuan ng inyong project proposal. Okay? Kasi eventually sila rin yung magmo-monitor. So ayaw nila na medyo mahihirapan sila. So sasabihin na nila yung reality dun sa pagpapatakbo ng project ninyo. Okay? So after the governing council, pupunta na siya sa DOST-Execom for the final approval. So nasabi ko sa inyo kanina na yung 5 million, under 5 million, pwedeng hindi na siya mag-proceed dito, pero yung more than 5 million, talagang pupunta siya sa DOST-Execom. Okay? And doon, based sa aming experience naman sa DOST, Mecoteco, okay, yun sa Taiwan collaboration, umabot kami hanggang sa Execom kahit less than 5 million siya noong time na yon. Okay, under-shared yung project na yon. Okay. So, pero kapag GIA lang talaga, so sa council lang na funding, kapag less than 5 million, okay na hindi siya pumunta dito sa Execom approval. Okay? For NRCP R&D Execom Committee, so sila naman yung nangangalaga. Sila yung later on magmo-monitor ng project. So yung proponent, magsasubmit siya sa NRCP Council. Okay? So magkakaroon ng different revisions upon also din sa evaluation ng technical experts natin o yung technical panel natin. And then, titignan na siya nung governing board natin. Okay? So yung chair of division governing board. And lastly, i-approve siya noong GB. Okay? NRCP GB, the final approval. So sometimes, tinitignan din namin kasi sa GB kami, tinitignan namin ano ba yung para bang ito bang proposal na to ay may mapupuntahan. So ganun yung hindi na siya ganun ka-technical yung evaluation, more of sa management ng project na mismo. And then yung after ng especially sa NRCP na basic, after nyo ba ng pag nakuha nyo na yung mga result nito, ano na yung pupuntahan nito eventually? So yung inyong goal after the project, mahalaga rin sa amin yun. Okay? So this is the program, program evaluation process. So first, you need to know that it is aligned to the priorities of DOST, HRNDA, or the national, yung national agenda natin. Pero this one is specifically for the NRCP. Okay, yung NIBRA natin. Okay. So kahit sa ibang council dapat naka-align siya sa Harmonized Research and Development Agenda. Okay? So yun yung national. Okay? And for NRCP, dapat naka-align siya sa NIBRA. But basically, yung NIBRA naman ng NRCP is also aligned to DOST, HRNDA. Okay? Next is yung eligibility. Okay? Eligible of the project leader, kailangan siya ay NRCP member. Okay? Either associate or regular, it doesn't matter. Okay? So, you can also invite project leaders to become an NRCP member. Evaluation of technical experts. So we have the technical evaluation criteria na ipapakita ko sa inyo later. So recommendation of R&D Execom and approval of governing board or governing council. So yun yung pinakadulo. Okay, so upon approval nung GB natin, pwede na siyang ma-fund. So the proposal should be able to create a value by providing a solution to needs and by maximizing its benefits through differentiating with competing products or technology. So first, identify needs, and then next is to provide solution, make differentiation, maximize benefits, and create impacts to society. So yung pinakadulo, yun yung pinakamahalaga. You need to make sure na eventually it will make an impact sa society. Okay? So we have the 6 P's. Usually ito yung tinitingnan din natin, no? Lagi kapag nag-evaluate, specifically kapag nag-evaluate kami sa yung technical panel. So we have the publication, patents, products, policies, people, services, and places and partnerships. Okay? So hindi naman necessary na lahat ng ito ay meron kayo. Okay, dun sa project proposal. You just need to justify bakit hindi feasible ang patent dito. Okay? So, dun naman tayo babalik yung rationale ng inyong project. Okay? So, hindi naman necessary na merong product. Okay? Pero in NRCP, policies ay napaka-importante na output. Okay? So, this one, eligibility information. First, any Filipino public or private entity with proven competence pwedeng mag-apply. Public and private universities and colleges. RDIs, R&D and consortia. Non-profit laboratories, other public, private, non-profit, and SNT institution in the Philippines, and they should be an NRCP member. Okay? So ito yung eligibility ng mga entities na gusto mag-apply for project proposals. Next, cost sharing and matching. Applicants may provide counterpart funding. So, yun yung nabanggit ko kanina, pwede naman siya in kind. Kung walang cash, okay lang din. Only eligible and allowable costs may be used for counterpart fund in-kind contribution. And last is threshold criteria. Proposal must be from eligible entities, demonstrate S&T advancement, contribute. And the last one is the threshold criteria. The proposal must be from eligible entities, demonstrate NSC advancement, contribute to the 10-point socioeconomic agenda. So the DOST agenda and the Harmonized National R&D agenda. For NRCP specifically, it should be it should contribute to the NIBRA. Okay, sustainability, substantially comply with the proposal submission, instruction, and requirement, and last is be received by council on or before the submission deadline. So it's very important that you know the deadline of the specific council. Kasi kapag sarahan ka na online na submission, wala na. Sa next call ka na ulit pwedeng mag-submit. Okay? So this is the evaluation criteria. Evaluation criteria A, met the threshold or council's criteria. So every council has their own criteria. Okay, they directly and explicitly address the criteria as part of their proposal submission, rated using point system. So itong mga criteria nito, binibigyan namin siya ng pointing system. Okay, so it's very important to know na ano ba yung mga kinakailangan talaga per council. Okay, para yun yung mailagay ninyo sa proposal ninyo. Okay, review and selection process for NRCP, we have the review team that evaluate each proposal using the evaluation criteria. And then other factors, the approving authorities of councils will make final funding decision. Okay, so in our case, yung governing board ang may final say kung approve talaga yung inyong project proposal. So next is the checklist. Just make sure that your proposal is in line with the national program. It has a good science. You can have also the counterpart funding. And then mag-seek kayo ng endorsement from your head. And then you need to complete the documentation. Okay? So kapag itong mga to meron kayo ay okay yung project proposal ninyo. Pero for the realities, ito yung mga kailangan yung isubmit. NRC project proposal requirements. So, merong ibibigay sa inyo kung ano ba yung mga kailangan ninyong documents na isubmit. Okay? Online. DOST guidelines for grants in aid fund of DOST. Meron naman tayong mga templates na pwede nyong maging guide for filling out the documents. And then reports, usually we have the quarterly, the annual, and the terminal report. And then completed projects, we have the technical report and the financial report. The financial report is very important para malaman namin kung na-utilize ba yung pinropose na budget. Okay, for example, for first year, you have the 3-year na project, and then kada year, tinitingnan namin ano na ba yung progress ng inyong project, especially the finances ninyo. Okay? Kung yun na-utilize ba yung pera na ni-request ninyo per year. Okay? Leading and other administrative work, ito medyo mahirap sa yung mga universities, especially sa procurement. So talagang medyo tinitingnan din ng mga council kung paano to bibigyan ng leeway o kaya ng minsan na pinapa-adjust noong mga uh, project leaders. So they want to have 3 months lead time muna bago mag-start yung mismong project kasi they are having difficulty with their procurement sa kanilang universities. The last is absorptive capacity. Okay? So getting funded tied to national programs. So tingnan ninyo kung ano ba talaga yung nasa agenda, national agenda natin. Okay? Identify R&D agenda and priorities, find niche, comparative advantage, private sector academia, government sector strong commitment is very critical. Usually tinitingnan talaga natin yung academe at saka yung industry. Okay? With the help of the local government units. Para makita natin yung kabuuan at malaman alam natin na mataas yung possibility yung na maging feasible ito or mag-materialize ito. Okay? Enhance your standing and deliver the goods. So, medyo yung iba na nag-grant ng projects, dito nahirapan sa pagde-deliver noong ating mga outputs. Okay? Minsan na-delay. Pero syempre, we need to be understanding. Minsan kasi may mga nangyayari, like for example, last year na talagang meron tayong kinaharap na pandemic. So, we need to have some adjustments. So, for proposal-driven, we also we have the resources na available. And then for complement, we are encouraging everyone to have a disciplinary approach. Okay? So, kung hindi kaya ng engineer lang, pwede kayong maglagay ng mga economist. Usually, in our case, we usually incorporate social scientist kasi yun yung mahalagang aspect, especially when we do field work. So, naglalagay talaga kami o sinasama namin talaga yung mga social scientists. Okay? Build allies, so address national programs. And then for the future, increase public awareness and support for S&T, heighten institutional collaboration and cooperation, focus and complementary R&D tied to national agenda. So ito yung sinasabi ko. So first yung sa mga collaboration natin, international, even international collaboration, gusto natin yan ma-enhance. And also yung link natin sa national agenda. Entrepreneurial culture among technology adapters, generators, and leaders. And last is impact of science-based researches to society. So as I've mentioned, it's very important that if you do your research, make sure that it will have a great impact to your society. So if you have any questions, you can ask the admin of NRCP. Okay? And you can also visit us in Research Pod sa Facebook. So you can like and follow us sa Research Pod. So thank you very much for your time. So your question is now welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Ramon, for that very informative presentation, sir. So now, we will be opening the chat box again for the questions from our participants. So, Ma'am Tony, are you there?
Okay.
Yes, sir, Rick. So we have many questions coming sa chat box. So I'll just pick one.
Yes, ma'am.
And,
Chat lang po sila sa chat box natin for us to we will be choosing some questions siguro. And para masagot ni Dr. Eusebio yung mga queries and mga questions natin.
Yes, sir, Rick. So ito yung unang question. So what particular research in the field of engineering can you suggest for researchers to focus that is barely needed as of now?
The last part, I didn't understand the last part. What topic that can, again?
What particular research in the field of engineering can you suggest for researchers to focus that is very needed as of now?
That's very needed as of now. Okay. Actually, we have yung mga areas, okay, topics na kailangan. But medyo siguro biased ako sa water, no? So yung mga researches, that's my ano talaga, goal, because my topic is more of desalination. So just few researchers are dealing with desalination, and yung ating yung water security specifically, no? So yung innovation kung paano ka magkakaroon ng potable water ay kailangan talaga. So yun yung sa engineering part. But as of now, nagkakaroon din ako ng mga talks about naman sa pandemic. Okay? So we have research now on the sa PPEs, disinfection. So nagkaroon kami ng nag-design ng isang not box, but disinfection chamber for the PPEs for reuse. Okay, so yun yung engineering part. But yun nga, sinasabi ko, it should be multidisciplinary. So hindi lang siya engineering kasi kailangan namin na mag-analyze noong mismong bacteria. We use bacteria because in the Philippines, we are not allowed to have the SARS-CoV-2 inoculation of that one. So we choose bacteria kasi alam namin na mas mataas yung mas ano ba to? Strength, or mas delikado or mas malakas kesa sa SARS-CoV-2. Kasi actually yung SARS-CoV-2 siya yung pinakamadaling patayin, okay? So yung mga maliliit. So we incorporated yung what do you call it? Yung nagpe-plating, microbiologist. Okay, sa laboratory. So yun yung ano namin, collaboration with the chemical engineers, and also we have electrical engineers kasi kailangan namin do sa chamber. Okay, we also have civil engineer and industrial civil, not civil. Industrial no. Not industrial. Sa shop na nag-construct mismo nung mismong chamber.
Mechanical
Kasi hindi kami
engineers.
masyadong ha?
Mechanical engineers, sir.
We don't have mechanical
Okay.
engineer in UPLB. But magkakaroon kami by next year or next semester. So mag-start pa lang kami. Okay? So yun. Meron kaming collaboration. So, yun yung topic na pwede siguro na in demand now. Kasi yung mga topics like sa health is more of dun sa vaccine, no? Which is hindi naman engineering part. Pero yun nga, in our case, we are dealing with the disinfection of PPEs na ginagamit ng mga medical personnel natin. Okay? So, water, energy, and air. Okay? So yun yung mga focus specifically ng P-shared. Okay? P-shared yung mas maganda for application nito mga to. Okay?
Okay, sir. Sir, thank you for that. Sir, another question po from our participant. Sir, do we have laboratories like machines and simulation tools and testing laboratories available that can help us in performing researches, sir? And the follow-up question is, how can we use them, sir?
Okay. Yes, we have yung mga DOST regional offices natin. Mayroon tayong regional laboratories ng DOST. Una namin pinapatingnan yon kapag nagpo-propose yung mga project leaders, no? Kapag nagsasubmit sila ng project proposals, tinatanong namin, tingnan nyo muna doon sa mga regional offices kung ano ba yung mga equipment na meron sila. But basically sa DOST main office, madami. Okay, sa may bikutan. So doon kapag wala sa regional office, doon nagdadirect. na mga analysis. So, even Picard, PCHRD, pwede rin mag-collaborate for the analysis. No? So, ang tinitingnan din namin if hindi capable yung mga universities, they can also have collaboration with another university. Okay? So, like UPLB, for example, merong mga equipment dito, and then merong small university na kailangan ng capacity building. So, they can collaborate with us, and yung mga equipment, under siya ng project, so pwedeng tulungan sa analysis. Pero basically, yung mga DOST laboratories ang medyo mura. Okay? So, sometimes you just need to give letters, okay, na kung pwedeng magamit yung mga facilities. Pero usually merong bayad, pero in minimal amount. Okay?
Thank you, sir, for that. Sir, meron pa pong isang question. I think parang follow-up question siya dun sa ni-raise kanina ni Sir. So, are there open laboratories for researchers, especially for testing? And how can a researcher use the facility?
And how, the next one, and how?
How can a researcher use the facility? How can a researcher use the facility?
Yung mga project leaders natin, dyan nahihirapan talaga sa paghanap talaga kung saang services meron. Okay? Meron ako mga kilala na for example, from Bicol pa, pumupunta pa sila ng ilang hours just to analyze yung sample kasi wala sa area nila. Ang unang-unang kailangang malaman, meron tayong open pero limited. Usually talagang may bayad siya. And yung mga third-party laboratories ay medyo mahal talaga. Kaya unang-una ninyong tingnan is yung mga local DOST laboratories, kung ano yung equipment available from them na pwede nyo ma-utilize. And as I've said, pwede kayong magbigay ng letter. Okay? And kapag naman kaya noong DOST, they have the fund para sa mga minimal analysis, pwede siguro yung gamitin. Pero some of them, kasi kailangan mag-circulate for the maintenance of the equipment, you need to pay in a minimal amount.
Thank you, sir. Sir, last question po for the group. Sir, what do we need to do to become an NRCP member? Is there a fee daw po ba, sir?
Okay. Nabanggit ko earlier na talagang ini-increase namin yung membership ng NRCP because we have that target na 20,000. No? Kasi kailangan din natin mapalakas yung ating human resources. Yung nabanggit ko kanina about the UNESCO, no? Yung mga researchers natin. So, associate membership ay madali. Okay? So, you just need to have, hindi ko na-discuss kasi another presentation, yung membership, kung ano yung mga ano. So, meron akong another PPT for that. Pero basically, meron ka dapat na publication, okay? Or yung inyong, nagkakanda kayo ng mga researches now, and then, ilista nyo kung ano mga researches na meron kayo. After that, ay ipapirma ninyo sa inyong head. Okay? Just to make sure that you are talaga, and as associate member, madali. Pero as a regular member, yun yung medyo mahirap. Kasi mas stringent yung ating criteria to become a regular member. But first, I'm encouraging everyone to be an associate member first. Okay? And kahit naman associate member, as I've said, pwedeng magkaroon ng project, but the voting, for example, sa mga votation, walang power ang associate member. Pero eventually, we are looking into helping yung mga associate members natin to become regular members in every division ng ating council.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for that. Sir, may ito po bang website ng nrcp.dost.gov.ph? Pwede nating i-visit, right, sir?
Yeah, right.
Yes, okay, sir. For the
Pero
associate
mas
membership.
yeah, we have also yung nga sa research pad sa Facebook, mas ano kasi siya. Alam mo naman ngayon yung mga millennials, so mas Facebook, so
Yes,
kailangan
sir.
maki ano makisabay. So
Makisabay,
doon
sir.
mas maraming mga information, and if you have questions also, you can also ask um, yung ating admin sa NRCP. Okay, so sa mga templates or kung ano may mga documents na kailangan, they can give you. Okay? And even in our case sa atin sa Division 7, pwede namin tulungan. Okay? Yun.
Okay, sir. Sir, pa-forward po ng hostship ulit. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for that very informative presentation, sir. Sobrang dami nating natutunan. So, as of the moment, sir, binabaha tayo ng questions. So, for the participants, we will be doing our best para masagot ni Dr. Eusebio yung mga questions nyo. Kung hindi ngayon, siguro sir, through email. And then, there are some queries about the presentation copy. We will be requesting Dr. Eusebio to have us the copy and email you the copy. So, after this presentation po pala, we will be having a short evaluation, and then there will be an e-certificate upon request, and then pakilagay na lang din po doon for the participants yung request nyo for the material. And kung may question sila, they can put the questions there, and then sasagutin ni sir sa kanyang free times
No problem.
hanggang kakayanin, sir. So, ayun po. Sir, ano po ako ng host po. So, without further ado po, we will be calling Dr. Manuela Gutierrez, Class Advisory of DNM 316 to award the certificate to Dr. Ramon Christian P. Eusebio, sir.
Okay. So, Sir Eusebio, thank you very, very much for sharing us your time. That was a very informative discussion or presentation you've given us. Okay, now for the Certificate of Appreciation, it reads like this. Republic of the Philippines, Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology, in cooperation with University Training Department, College of Engineering, Graduate School, and IEXceed PH, we present the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Ramon Christian P. Eusebio in recognition of his valuable contribution as resource speaker in the international webinar entitled Philippine Research Fundings, Research Support, and Dost-Nrcp on January 8, 2021, signed by the signatories. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again, Sir Eusebio, for gracing this invitation. And sir, marami kami nakuha in these sessions, and we are very encouraged to become a member of NRCP. Ayan, sir. So with all
Thank
that,
you.
for our participants, we will be now sending the link for the evaluation. So please do answer the evaluation, and also dun sa request for e-certificates are there also. So kung may questions kayo kay Dr. Ramon na hindi nasagot this time, we will be trying our best po to answer that, and to get back on you, maybe on the email or kasabay po nung ating e-certificates. Tomorrow po, the last series, series 3 is on the international webinar naman po siya on publishing high quality Scopus Index journals. We have a very good guest, one of the editor of Scopus din, and based on India, Dr. Gopinath Chintala. If you have time, you have time pa para to register. So ito po yung link nasa sa Messenger din. And without further ado, will not be taking you for long. Maraming salamat po, Sir Ramon Christian Eusebio, in behalf of Nueva Ecija University of Science and Technology and IEXceed PH. Maraming salamat po, sir. We'll see you in person soon, sir. Thank you very much po.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.